Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Scorpio. So Scorpio, as always, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Scorpio, I had to do this mental exercise of repeating your sign in my mind because for some reason the Taurus energy wanted to step in, and whenever I intended to say in my mind Scorpio, I always ended up saying Taurus instead. And that's even before any card came for your reading. But then when the very first card came with a very Taurian message of being grounded, I understood why this intervention was coming through for you, right? And Taurus being your opposite sign, it feels like very complementary, and I feel like it brings you stability and security in the sense of feeling more grounded than ever and needing to be grounded, because the path that you're traveling right now, it feels like a very it has not dangers, but it has challenges, and there is something very incredible that that you're going to find once you cross this path, once you get to the other side. But until then, it's almost like keep your hopes high, keep believing that you will get there, and it will be magical. It will be very enriching, but also very surprising, I want to say. So I feel like you are treading very carefully in a, let's say, treacherous path, because it's just like the imagery that is coming up since the Libra reading. And I feel like you are oddly very grounded. It feels like you are very careful and very mindful. And it's almost like you are staying a lot more in your comfort zone, studying or preparing or strategizing how you're going to come out of this comfort zone with the Four of Pentacles. So what I heard with this first card was Scorpio is very grounded. And very grounded because this brings stability. This brings safety, the sense that you are in a secure place, in a secure environment, and maybe even like in a state of being, right? How you are feeling with your body or with your reality, with your life. It's very grounded, but also, as I said, there is a reason for that. You're not doing this just for the sake of feeling stable or feeling secure. It's because there's something that you are studying and drinking from. But the interesting thing about this Temperance card, sometimes I see this as this higher version of the Two of Cups. So in a way, your strategy could be related to a relationship, to a connection with somebody, right? It really doesn't matter the nature of the connection, but there is this exchange. And I feel like you are preparing to say something, give something, do something that is actually, once this milk is spilled in a sense, or this water is spilled, or the words are said, then there is no taking back. There is no removing, right? It's done. It's like, so that's the reason why you feel like you have to really strategize and pay attention and be careful. It's like, be very meticulous in how you're going to proceed forward. So the Nine of Swords here is talking about the path forward, which feels like a very treacherous one, right? This feels like that, message that was coming up in the Libra reading with the Devil card about, hanging by a thread, but being bold enough to go through that very uncomfortable, perhaps, and very unstable crossing or crossroads, right? But for you, I feel like you're pretty aware of this, Scorpio. It feels like you know exactly what you're entering, it feels like you know exactly what is this path that is very challenging, that is going to, you know, perhaps trigger a lot of old thoughts, you know, these uncomfortable feelings or thoughts or emotions, or, you know, any type of challenge that you feel like is in the room with you, right? It's almost like you're welcoming those in. It's interesting because I feel like this is how I'm seeing this temperance. It's like you're using the challenges as the ingredients to prepare your strategy in how you're going to approach somebody, and how you're going to maybe profess your love, or, you know, show how much you feel about them. It's like you are very meticulous and detailed and careful about leaving this comfort zone. So it's like you're doing every type of preparation that you can beforehand, before you take this leap, before you know, you go out into the open and say those words and express those feelings and show them how you feel, right? And whatever is the nature of this relationship. So the strategy is because you know that this is going to be very worth it, right? It's like, it doesn't matter really how tough it is, right? This path, because you are patient, because you are strategizing, because you are taking things as they come, and you're using it to your advantage, right? It's like you're alchemizing the negativity or the potential triggers that could make you freak out, and you're turning them into ingredients for your confidence, to boost your confidence, to boost this joy, right? It's like and that's interesting what just came up, because, you know, sometimes I see the Sun card as a very spontaneous, childlike, playful energy. But there is a high contrast between the amount of preparation and strategic thinking that you're doing beforehand, and how maybe you're anticipating that things will go wrong, but still you're hoping for the best, right? It's like you have a big smile on your face, because no matter how hard things end, in a sense, or, you know, whatever is the result, right? Whatever this means for you, and this could be just a relationship with you and yourself, right? So it's like you're hoping for the best outcome. However, it's like you are already accepting all of the challenges along the way that are going to lead to this eventual sun, right? And the sun here, it's like this it's almost like coming through a state of grace, right? This state of grace. So even though until you get there, things can be challenging and you have to be careful, you are, right? So you are being strategic in being spontaneous. I mean, that's a paradox, right? It's like, how can you be strategic and be spontaneous at the same time? Maybe you can do it, I don't know. But it feels like that, right? And maybe that's what you have been studying and learning, and, you know, just improving and perfecting. How can you, you know, be both? How can you plan ahead but also be spontaneous and in the moment, right? In the present, and enjoying it, right? So I feel like this is the expectation, or the desire, right? The desired outcome. So you feel like this path, no matter how hard it is, no matter how tricky it is to navigate, you are going despite anything, because it is worth it, because you know that it is worth it. And I feel like there's something about this Nine of Swords that because this really removes you from this comfort zone, Scorpio, I feel like the first steps perhaps, or like the moment where you feel like you have to keep on believing that the sun is still achievable, right? That you can still have an incredible experience, right? No matter what the result is, or no matter what this answer is, right? Or like how they receive your cup of water. Because as I said, it's like once it's spilled, then it's there, right? It's out in the open. And I feel like you are very optimistic, which is very beautiful, because it's like you're surrendering to this path, right? With the Six of Swords coming next. So I feel like there is a great deal of wisdom in you being patient and working out what is the best approach. Because once you leave, once you say, once you go for it, you know, wishing and desiring to be as spontaneous and natural as possible and as fun as possible, right? It's like you're hoping that you will enjoy this no matter what. And you are, it's like with the Six of Swords, it's like more or less the Nine of Swords, but in a different way, because this card brings the message of surrender. So here I feel like maybe, okay, so that's the thing. Because you are taking a risk, because you are going out of your comfort zone and spilling your beans to somebody, right? You're maybe sharing something that is very personal and very intimate and very sacred with somebody, or even like to yourself, if this is not with another person, right? If this is just with you, it's like you are being completely honest and truthful to something that is sacred to you, and you're being open about that. And because of that, it's like, you know that you have to prepare for eventual challenges, right? Or, you know, it's like you're hoping for the best, but you are preparing for the worst in a sense. So you're ready for everything that comes, right? But still hoping that the best outcome will happen. So you're surrendering, right? It's like literally you're surrendering. You're just going for it. You're going with the flow. That's the thing. It's like you prepare the best you can before, but the moment that this sun is blazing outside, right? When you leave this Four of Pentacles comfort zone and you see that the path is open, and no matter how treacherous it is, it's still, you know, the sun is shining outside. So it's worth the risk. It's like you just surrender. It's like there's something about letting inertia behind and just going with the flow. And this going with the flow is very productive in a sense, because I feel like what is inspiring you, or, you know, sparking curiosity, or just sparking the feeling that this will be worth it, right? If you remain optimistic, there's something that you know that it's going to be worth it. It's because the Three of Cups, well, the Three of Cups to me is the card of co-creating from the heart. So whenever hearts are aligned, co-creation happens, right? It just blossoms like a flower. So I feel like there's something that the moment that you spill your beans, that you say what you mean, say what you feel, share your knowledge, share your sacred wisdom with somebody or with yourself in a very honest and open way, despite the discomfort or the assumption that things could go down, you know, in a very bad way, you're still hopeful that they will go in a very beautiful way, and surrendering to it, because you know somehow that there is potential for this flower to bloom, right? For this co-creation to happen, and for something to be birthed in a sense that is very, like, it's this, again, the higher version of the Two of Cups. So if we are talking about a romantic relationship, a love relationship, then there's something that it's like it's inevitable, right? If two people that are vibrating in a high frequency, there's no way that this co-creation cannot be also of this higher level of love, right? Or whatever, it's like whatever alchemy you're doing here, right? If we're talking about truth, if we're talking about spirituality, if we're talking about connection with the divine, if we're talking about connection with yourself, right? Or with a teacher or somebody that is significant, there's this element of sharing, right? Whether if it's with another person or if it's with yourself, right? It could be just you staring in the mirror and, you know, being honest with yourself, and, you know, perhaps saying out loud, because there's also something about like the importance of spilling the beans, right? Spilling the water. There's something about like expressing, whether it's going to be verbally, emotionally, with actions, gestures, and you know, the Libra reading was about the romantic gesture, right? So whatever is your way to communicate, right, that you're stepping onto this treacherous path, it's like you are taking this leap, but you're surrendering because you know that the potential is very, it's held in a very high frequency of love, right? Of purity, of truth, of beauty, right? And whatever is created in this higher frequency can only be good, right? Can only be beautiful as well. And I feel like this is where the surprise comes. So the Magician ending here, what I feel about this Magician is that whatever you feel that there is potential to be co-created, right, that you're surrendering to it and remaining hopeful about it and optimistic that no matter how is that's the thing. It's like, until this moment, I feel like you have been here, right? Studying, strategizing, perfecting how you're going to say this, how you're going to show whomever this other cup represent, right, in your life, what you feel, what you know, what you want to share. It's like there's something very sacred that you have been keeping in your comfort zone, or like at least in your personal space or in your mind, or you know, close to you, keeping it safe, right? Keeping this sacred knowledge, this sacred feeling in a safe spot, right? And that bringing you this groundedness, this sense of security and stability. So until now, it's like you have been maybe gathering, you know, the wisdom or the strategies that you wanted to be like just the perfect timing, just the perfect words. It's like you were very careful, right? But it seems like you are now in the move, right? Things are moving and you're happy. It's like, even if in the beginning things could have felt incredibly uncomfortable and, you know, not your usual routine, not your usual environment, you know, things poking at you, or, you know, potential triggers all over the place, still you were hopeful. You had this, what I'm seeing with the sun is like you had this beautiful smile, and you know, no matter the bigness of the challenge that could potentially present and that you were prepared for, it's like you were spontaneous and, you know, dealing with it as they came, or as, you know, with a smile, right? It's like you were smiling to the challenge, if it makes sense, because you were surrendering and allowing this flow of energy to show you this potential, or show you this co-creative blossoming potential that you know is worth it, right? And you know is worth it because there's something magical about it that you only have glimpses of it. You haven't seen it all, right? Sometimes I see this Magician as keeping things secret, right? Under this hat, there is a lot of magic. There's like a world of magic that is yet to be revealed, is yet to be unveiled. And I feel like, you know, the Magician is being very, not mischievous in a bad way, but it's like a very, very cheeky, right? Very childlike, right? And that's why it is so worth it, because it's like you can feel in the air that despite the challenges and all of the potential triggers, there's also this incredible sunlight that is making things lighter and just more fun and more enjoyable and more pleasurable, because you can sense that the magic is in the air, right? That there is this beautiful potential for co-creating something the moment that you share something that is sacred with another. And you know, that's the thing, it's like the other here is almost like a secondary person, right? Or a secondary energy, because they're not speaking. It's like they are giving you total freedom and total like space for you to spill whatever you want to spill. And it's like okay, so maybe this magician is talking about the reaction of the other person, but that's the thing, it's like the same big smile that I'm seeing here with the Sun card, I'm seeing here with the magician, but this is a more cheeky smile. That's the thing, right? Yours is very blunt and very direct and very straightforward. You're not hiding your big smile, Scorpio, because, as I said, until now you have been very grounded, even maybe very protective, right? Very centered and very down to earth. But the moment that you enter this treacherous path and you're, you know, in a sense following the sun, it's now reminding me of that song, right? Follow the Sun. I can't remember the name of the singer, something Rudd. But anyways, so you're following the sun, you're following this good vibration, right? This uplifting vibration. And maybe the person that you're sharing this with, they are more mysterious perhaps, or they are, you know, just showing few glimpses of how they are feeling this potential as well. So it's very mysterious, but also it's cute, right? It's like there is magic in the air, right? So Scorpio, I am going to pull more cards for you to see if this magician speaks more in the extended or not, or, you know, if this magic is revealed, but we'll see. So I am going to pull more cards and the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.